going on, guys? And welcome back to another edition of the Turnbuckle, your source for all things wrestling. Gonna go out a little bit quicker pace here tonight. Got a lot to cover. Got Raw, SmackDown of last week, as well as the Royal Rumble. So let's get started with Monday Night Raw, the January 22nd edition. First match of the night was a tag team match. It was New Day versus Imperium. There was no winner, and there was no. I cannot grade it because of that. It was a double countout. Both teams lost. They continued brawling afterwards. Had a crazy spot on the equipment tables in the crowd. Seems this rivalry isn't going to end anytime soon. Second match of the night was a normal match. It was Ivy Nile versus Valhalla. Ivy Nile won. It was an actually decent match for women's. I gave it an A. Next match, again normal match. Miz versus Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Dirty Dom got the win thanks to some help from the Judgment Day. That was an A match. Next we had Chad Gable versus Ivar. Ivar won that match thanks to some help from Valhalla, but all in all, Chad Gable really showed his athleticism during that. It was an A+ of a match. Match number 5 of the night was a women's tag team match. It was Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler versus Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae. It kind of fell flat. It was a B+ of a match with Stark and Baszler getting the dub. So that one was a miss. The main event of that week's Raw was Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, and with some interference by R-Truth, albeit mistakenly, Drew McIntyre got the win, and that was honestly an S-tier match. Fantastic work between those two. Raw for that week got an A+ rating. SmackDown that week, last week, went as follows. You had the first match was between Carlito and Santos Escobar, a one fall match, as a normal. Santos Escobar won the match. It was an A+ of a match. Nothing really too exciting about it. There was a lot of back and forth with both Legado del Fantasma and the LWO. I believe we also had a woman, I forgot her name, come in and run some interference, letting Escobar get the win. Second match of SmackDown that week was a women's tag team championship match between the Kabuki Warriors and Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, who were the champions. The Kabuki Warriors, that being Asuka and Kairi Sane, took the belt. It was an A+ match, just like all women's SmackDown matches are. Austin Theory versus Carmelo Hayes was next up. Austin Theory won. It was a B+ match, honestly. It wasn't really that entertaining. The main event was LA Knight versus Solo Sikoa. LA Knight won via disqualification due to interference from AJ Styles. It was an A. It got graded with an A. I graded it with an A. All in all, SmackDown received an A+ for their efforts. That was the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. So now let's get into the Royal Rumble. The first match of the night was the 30-woman Royal Rumble match. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to read out all 30 entrants. I'm going to try to speed through it as much as possible, because there are some things that people, if they saw it or didn't see it, might not understand what it is, might not understand who some people are, so I will try my best to explain it. Number 1 was Natalya coming out. Second was a returning Naomi. Third was Bayley. Fourth was Candice LeRae. Fifth was a surprise entrant, that being Jordynne Grace, the current TNA Knockouts champion. So it looks like WWE has opened the forbidden door, taking a page out of AEW's book, and looks like they can do it better. Indy Hartwell came out next at number 6. 7 was Asuka. 8 was Ivy Nile, 9 was Katana Chance, 10 was Bianca Belair, 11 Kairi Sane, 12 Tegan Knox, 13 was Kaden Carter, 14 was Chelsea Green, 15 was Piper Niven, 16 was Zia Lee, 17 was Zelina Vega, 18 was Maxine Dupree, 19 was Nia Jax, 20 was Shotzi, 21 was Becky Lynch, 22 was Alba Fire, 23 was Shayna Baszler, 24 was Valhalla, 25 was Michin, 26 Zoe Stark, 27 Roxanne Perez, 28 Jade Cargill, making her debut, 29 Triffidy Stadden, and 30 another return, Liv Morgan. Now, let's go into that. So as I already said, Jordan Grace was a surprise entrant. She is the current TNA Knockouts champion. Defeated Naomi, who is now returned. The first elimination of the Women's Royal Rumble was Indy Hartwell, number 6. Our fastest elimination was Valhalla at 5 seconds due to R-Truth pulling in R-Truth and being ultimately confused as to which Royal Rumble event was going first. He thought it was the men's, but it was the women's. Uh, then our runner-up for the Women's Royal Rumble was, in fact, Liv Morgan. And our winner of the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble was Bayley, coming in at number 3. She also currently holds the record for the longest-lasting woman in a Royal Rumble at 63 minutes and 3 seconds. Alright, on to the next match of the night. Match number 2 was the Fatal 4-Way. The Women's Royal Rumble S tier, all the way. Next match of the night was a Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Undisputed Championship. That was between Randy Orton, LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Roman Reigns. There was a little bit of bloodline interference in this match with Solo Sikoa pulling the ref out just as I believe it was either Randy Orton or LA Knight almost had the win, almost had the 3 count. Yeah, it was Randy Orton because Randy Orton hit 3 RKOs in a row and almost had Roman to win, but Solo came out and pulled the ref out. Next thing we know, AJ Styles is getting speared, and Roman retained his titles. Third match of the night was the US. That was an A- match, honestly, because Roman did retain. I was hoping they would kind of go the route of Rock versus Roman at Mania for no title, but for Tribal Chief status, and go the route of Randy Orton becoming 15-time champion and facing Cody at WrestleMania to finish his story, but looks like they're going a different route. Match number 3 was the U.S. Championship match between Kevin Owens and Logan Paul, the champion. It was an A-plus match. Logan Paul won due to disqualification, and I'll explain how that happened. During the match, one of his friends jumped the barricade, seemingly to give him brass knuckles. The ref caught him, however, but then Austin Theory and Grayson Waller both came out to stop him. Well, not to stop him, but to distract him even more. Austin Theory then gave Logan Paul the brass knuckles, after which Kevin Owens managed to get the brass knuckles away from Logan Paul. However, in doing so, he then punched Logan Paul with said brass knuckles and went in for the pin, not hiding the evidence. So as the ref counted to 3, he noticed the brass knuckles, stopped the count, and disqualified Kevin Owens. Thus, Logan Paul retained his championship, all because Kevin Owens screwed up. The last match of the night was a 30-man Royal Rumble match, and just like with the women's, I'm going to read out all the entrants. So number 1, you got Jey Uso. Number 2, Jimmy Uso, seemingly setting up that rivalry match between the two brothers at WrestleMania 40. 3 was Grayson Waller. 4 was returning Andrade. 5 was Carmelo Hayes. 6 was Shinsuke Nakamura. 7, Santos Escobar. 8 was Karrion Kross. 9 was Dominic Mysterio. 10 was Carlito. 11 was Bobby Lashley. 12, Ludwig Kaiser. 13, Austin Theory. 14, Finn Balor. 15, Cody Rhodes. 16, Bronson Reed. 17, Kofi Kingston. 18 was Gunther. 19 was Ivar. 20 was Braun Breaker making his debut on the main roster. 21 was a returning Omos. 22 was a returning Pat McAfee. 23 was JD McDonough. 24 was R-Truth. 25 was Miz. 26 was Damian Priest. 27 was CM Punk. 28 was Ricochet. 29 was Drew McIntyre. And 30 was a returning Sami Zayn. Not many surprises in this year's Royal Rumble. Kind of sad about it. It's not really a Royal Rumble without some legends being in there, honestly, in my opinion. So now going on, the first eliminated was Grayson Waller. Fastest elimination was JD McDonough, although I don't really know how long he lasted. I know that he was distracted on the outside for a bit, and that caused him to, as soon as he entered the ring, he was taken out by, what was his name? He was taken out by another wrestler who was pissed that he got eliminated. So with that, he then got in the ring. R-Truth then helped him into the ring. And in doing so, he got eliminated first. He got eliminated fastest. I didn't really time it. They didn't really show a time, but I believe he was the fastest. Pat McAfee also was eliminated himself pretty fast at 38 seconds. Michael Cole still holds the commentary team record for longest in Royal Rumble, lasting over a minute. And the person that lasted the longest in the Royal Rumble was Jey Uso at 50 plus minutes. Our winner of the Royal Rumble, our runner-up, I should say, was CM Punk. And our winner for the men's Royal Rumble was Cody Rhodes, who won back-to-back Royal